Also, call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. They can tell you all about the tax benefits and the health benefits and the business benefits associated with having your own business for a one-time $10 fee. You can ask them any questions you want at 866-735-2470. They're friendly and knowledgeable. They know all about the longevity business, and they know all about the longevity products as well. That's 866-735-2470. Our number today on the bright side, and we do have a couple lines open for you at 855-660-4261. That's 855-660-4261. Try to get on board early so we can get to as many calls as possible. Also want to remind you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories and blog posts. Thank you to my webmaster, Robert Lundgren, who does such a fine job at pharmacistben.com. Okay, we're talking about choline, really interesting nutrient that you don't hear a lot about. Really, the research on choline has gotten fast and furious. Lots of articles have appeared on choline in the last 15 years. It was only around 1997 or 1998 that choline was appreciated as an essential or a conditionally essential nutrient, especially for brain health, especially for the health of the nervous system, and also for the health of the liver. Folks who have liver diseases tend to be deficient in choline. Choline can be considered one of the B vitamins. It's water soluble, which means every time we go to the bathroom, every time we urinate, it's excreted out. This idea of excreting out your B vitamins and your vitamin C as well, and your electrolytes, is very important to recognize. As we've said so many times in the program, there's two types of nutrients. You got water soluble nutrients. Those are nutrients that dissolve in water. And then you have fat-soluble nutrients, nutrients that dissolve in fat. Your fat-soluble nutrients are more like long-term nutrients because they're stored. Fatty material is sticky and it tends to get stored. Unlike water-soluble materials, the B complex, electrolytes like potassium and sodium and magnesium and calcium, and vitamin C, all are urinated out. That means the more water you're drinking, the more likely it is that you're going to be deficient in these nutrients. Same thing if you wake up in the morning after you've gone to the bathroom a couple of times, urinated a couple of times in the middle of the night. Most of us tend to be tired. Well, one of the reasons we're tired first thing in the morning is because we're deficient in our energizing, quick-acting nutrients, the B complex, vitamin C, and electrolytes. Fat-soluble nutrients, your vitamins D, E, A, and K, and essential fatty acids, they're more long-term type nutrients for building things. The water-soluble nutrients are for quick energy. And one of the reasons we're fatigued in the morning is because we've lost these quick energy nutrients. That's why it's so important, especially if you're drinking water, a lot of water, or especially if you've gone to the bathroom a few times or more in the middle of the night, that you replace those water-soluble nutrients with your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. If you're drinking 16 ounces of water every few hours or so, make sure that at least one of those 16-ounce bottles has some Beyond Tangy Tangerine in it. That way you'll be replacing the B vitamins, the vitamin C, and the electrolytes that you're urinating out as you go to the bathroom. Choline is a B vitamin-like substance. It's got a watery nature, but it's also got a fatty nature. It's kind of has a ambidextrous kind of quality. It's watery as well as fatty. It's watery, which means you're going to be excreting it out as you go to the bathroom. On the other hand, choline is also very important for the fatty part of the body. In fact, choline is one of the most important of all fat processing nutrients. Deficiencies in choline will typically affect the liver, the brain, and the nervous system, all of which are dramatically affected, for better or for worse, by fat metabolism. Choline's dual nature, its fatty nature and watery nature, it's got fatty aspects and watery aspects, makes it ideal for membranes. Membranes have both fatty and watery characteristics. Membranes have to have this fatty and watery nature for them to do their separating work. Membranes separate compartments in the body. Membranes are made of fat. They're like little slices of fat that act to separate two watery compartments. That means they have to have both a fatty nature and a watery nature in order to do their separating work more effectively. Thus, choline, which in its various forms and its various derivatives can function as both a fatty and watery substance, is always, always, always going to be found stored in membranes. Membranes can be thought of as a magic bridge or a magical transformation area where water from inside a cell gets converted into the fat of the membrane first, which then gets converted back into the watery compartment on the other side of the membrane. A membrane is like a transition space between two watery compounds. You've got the watery compound, a cell membrane anyway. You've got a watery compound inside the cell. You've got a membrane, and then you've got the outside watery world that the cell is residing in. The body is made up of these cells. Each cell has an inside, a membrane, and then an outside. Inside, membrane, and then an outside. And this membrane is really, really fascinating. On the TV show Star Trek, when the spaceship or the Starship Enterprise goes from regular speed to warp speed, there's this little bumpy transformation as the starship or the spaceship jumps to the higher speed. If you guys have watched Star Trek, you know what I'm talking about. There's a little bumpy ride that the Enterprise goes through as it jumps speeds. This bumpy ride always occurs as transformations from one state go to another state. This bump that occurs as one speed is changing to the next is a type of membrane. Anytime there's a transformation, there's going to be a period of adjustment, and that period of adjustment can be thought of as a membrane. When it comes to the cells of the body, the watery inside world of a cell is kept separated from the watery outside world of a cell by the membrane, which must, by definition, be a layer of fat. If it wasn't a layer of fat, it couldn't separate the two watery compartments, the watery inside from the watery outside. And this layer of fat between two phases of water represents a transition from the inside to the outside. The membrane is fatty, which from a chemical standpoint is of a different nature than the inside and outside. It's got inside, then membrane, then outside, and this different chemical makeup, this fatty nature of the membrane as opposed to the watery nature of the inside and outside, is what accounts for its ability to segregate the inside world of a cell from the outside environment that cell is sitting in. If there's no difference between the inside and the outside, if there's no membrane in the middle, they're just going to blend into each other and you're not going to have your boundary. It's like a fence that surrounds a city. If there's no fence that surrounded the city, or if the fence wasn't different from the inside of the city and the outside of the city, the two would blend together. A fence or a wall acts to distinguish the inside from the outside because it's a different nature. It has a different makeup than the inside and the outside. A membrane, from a microscopic perspective, from a nanoscopic perspective, is like a wall. It's like a fence. It's like the little bumpy part in the transformation from regular speed to warp speed. In terms of the membrane, choline acts like a stabilizing force. It's like the bricks of a wall or the bricks of a fence. It forms the solidity or the solid structure of this fatty slice that separates the membrane, that separates the inside from the outside. Choline is membranous. Think membrane, think choline. Hang tight. We'll finish up when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Brightside.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically. And Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2014 for 20% off of your entire order, and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Mother's Day is right around the corner. If you haven't ordered your Mother's Day flowers yet, make sure to visit proflowers.com for an amazing deal. ProFlowers has a Mother's Day special for radio listeners. Get 100 gorgeous blooms for Mom with a free glass vase for $19.99. And if you want to make her day even more special, upgrade to a premium vase and add gourmet chocolates for just $9.99 more. Mom will be so happy when she unwraps her beautiful bouquet of blooms, guaranteed to stay fresh and beautiful for at least one full week. Each time she looks at her Mother's Day flowers, she'll think of you. But hurry, this deal expires soon, so make sure to place your order today. The only way to get this incredible deal is to go to proflowers.com/radio right now and enter the code PLOW, P-L-O-W. Proflowers.com/radio, code PLOW, P-L-O-W. That's proflowers.com/radio and enter code PLOW, P-L-O-W.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
A little right, a little left, but always independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network, GC.
Welcome back to The Brightside. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben. We're talking about choline and membranes. There's actually a derivative of choline called cytocholine, which has some really interesting properties for stabilizing cell membranes. This idea of the membrane is so important when it comes to health. We've said on The Bright Side that all disease is cell disease, but really all disease is cell membrane disease. And why is this important? Well, it's important because if you got a messed up cell membrane, any nutritional supplements that you take, any hormonal supplements that you take, even any medications that you take, aren't going to be operating with full effectiveness. This is especially true when it comes to nutritional supplements as well as to hormones. And as we get older, one of the things that happens to our bodies is our cell membranes start to break down. That means our hormones, if we're taking hormone replacement therapy or even our hormones that our body naturally makes, will not work as effectively. And it also means that nutrients won't work as effectively either. It also means that oxygen, so important for energizing a cell, won't get into a cell as effectively. And it also means that poisons and toxins won't leave a cell as effectively. Thus, the unbelievable, unspeakable importance of the cell membrane and the health of the cell membrane. How do you keep your cell membranes healthy? Well, first of all, you want to make sure you got enough fats, good fats, essential fatty acids and such in your diet. Secondly, you want to make sure you have enough nutrients in your diet, especially choline and lecithin, which is the primary source of choline in the